Okay, my between-period guest right now is Ann Carlon from WDIO, a newscaster over there. Ann, how do you like the hockey game tonight?
I find it very exciting. You know, it seemed in the first period, Hibbing really came out fighting, but second period was Cloquet. Third period's going to tell it.
I think that'll be the difference. What is your background in newscasting?
Actually, I've mostly been doing sports most of my life and here at WDIO, but I started out doing news actually in Fargo, North Dakota. I was a news reporter and sports reporter there. After that, I moved on to Idaho, of all places, and did news there and also sports and weather. I actually went there as the weather announcer. Then I got a job down in Tampa, Florida, which was a big move because it was like 184th market to 17th in the nation. That's a very good move. And strictly doing sports. And that was rare for a woman to do sports at that time.
Especially in the Tampa area.
Yes, you have all the pro sports,
right.
the Buccaneers and the Rowdies and all that.
How did you come to Duluth?
I came to Duluth via Minneapolis. I worked with Minneapolis Cable, their system, was program director. And I heard the job for PM Magazine, co-host and producer, and I wanted to get more into producing shows and also hosting them. And I thought, what a perfect opportunity. So I came here, but then they had to drop PM Magazine because it got too expensive, and so now I'm back doing sports again.
Was PM Magazine a lot of work?
It was an awful lot of work, but it was an awful lot of fun because we were able to come up to the range and places, and we met a whole lot of people. But the producing the stories, the writing, as you know, getting everything organized and editing everything takes a lot of work, but it was fun.
Do you do just mostly sports in Duluth now, or do you cover everything?
Strictly sports right now. Whatever needs to be covered is normally handled by the newsroom, but sports-wise, we cover games like this and also do features. We came up today to do a feature on the wrestling team because they're doing very good, and also the hockey team. They're undefeated and should also be going to state, so we try to keep in touch with, you know, not only Duluth schools, but also the range, and Hibbing seems to be the spot to do that.
Yeah. Do you like hockey?
I love hockey. I used to play hockey.
You used to play hockey?
And I got 50 stitches in this eye, and I said, enough hockey for me.
Whereabouts did you play?
Well, I'm from Moorhead, Minnesota, originally across, and that's a big hockey town, too. And grew up playing there, a lot of broomball and everything.
Where did you learn your skills for broadcasting?
Well, I went to school, as most people should, going through mass communications and journalism, and then I became an intern at a CBS station in Fargo, and then went on from there. I also have a master's degree from the University of Minnesota in photojournalism that I went back to get.
For people who are probably watching who are in mass comm classes, what are good ideas of what they should follow to get to be in this field?
What types of schooling they should go to? Actually, any school, you know, of your choice, because most of them do have good mass comm and communication courses, and journalism. It's a big field anyway nowadays with public relations and all types of aspects of it. But as far as getting into announcing and being on the air and television, I think more of a route of getting into a station and being an intern and being able to work with the equipment that is there, because you don't really have access to that in the school because it's very expensive.
Of a percentage like a TV studio like now at WDIO, how many people are announcing and the rest do all the... You must have a big backlog of people that do the rest of the work.
It's amazing. You only see the people who are on the air and you think they're the ones doing it, but in the control room, you've got your director, your producer who's sitting there timing everything, your audio person, and switcher, and just there's a whole crew of people, and you see their names roll. But besides that, you also need advertising, and you need salesmen, and you need a whole lot of different aspects to keep the station going, because you can't just go out and be news or sports anchor because something else has to bring in the money.
You hear the term a lot in mass confusion. What happens between the ads on a television? Well,
if something's going wrong, you do hear a lot of what was going on with that, you know, can we straighten this out, or what should we throw in here instead of what happened? You don't try to blame anyone because it's going so fast that no one really has a chance to sit down and find out what was the problem, but everyone works together as a unit, just like hockey. I mean, you got to work together in order to get a good product coming out.
How much memorizing work is there?
Well, for stand-ups and things, there's quite a bit, but we do use a teleprompter, so we do cheat.
Well, Ann, I got to thank you for being my guest today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the game.
Well, thank you. I think you guys are doing a marvelous job here, and congratulations to you, too.
Thank you. And we'll be back with the third period.